Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to Phyzik Talks. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. So, here we are again, guys. Here we are again for another round. So today I'm going to be discussing one of Onision's most recent videos called I Want Teenagers to Hate Me. What? Is my initial question. But to discover what this madman is talking about, we will have to take a peek into this bizarro pseudo-sociopath's mind. As well as this, we will be taking a look at some of the most disturbing tweets I've ever seen. This is coming from Onision. Onision is further abusing and bullying Shane Dawson in a very much disgusting way, to the point of publicly tweeting out his messages in a pathetic attempt to attack and shame him, all over petty jealousy. It's disgusting, absolutely disturbing in every single way, and just by reading Onision's messages, you can see that he's clearly completely unhinged, and this is not a natural way of behaving. He's a complete sociopath. If you enjoyed today's video, please do leave it a like and subscribe if you would like to help support me and my channel. If you want to go a step wanted to go a step further than that, I have a Patreon set up in the description. I also have PayPal links for those that wouldn't want a monthly subscription. That rhymed. Fantastic. People that do support my channel, I really do appreciate you, because with the current state of YouTube, all of my videos are demonetized. It's becoming very hard to make money through YouTube, so your support means the world to me, and thank you so much to all of you who have already joined my Patreon. I really do appreciate it, and there will be another Patreon exclusive video coming this week. So let's take a look at today's video, shall we?
And for some reason, a group of girls got in their head that it'd be so funny to try and pull my clothes off. I was the only camp counselor or whatever there who I guess was a man, and I don't remember anyone else there being highly groomed or well taken care of or anything like that. So these girls, as I recall, were talking about boyfriends and just something about an obsession with me. And these are like 10-year-olds or something. So when they were trying to pull off my button-up shirt, I always wear a shirt underneath, I just quickly ran away from them.
Yes, Onision. Sure you did. I'm only joking, but what a weird thing to bring up. A little bit confused about the fact you're talking about this, and good job slipping in they were talking about an obsession with me. Wow, your ego is unbelievable. Yeah, very strange story to be talking about. Not really sure why, other than the fact that you are constantly trying to reinforce the fact that you're not a
It grossed me out, did not want to be involved, and I was a little bit frustrated that none of the other daycare folks were helping me out because I was being assaulted, essentially. Like a 10-year-old can assault an adult. It's a thing, it's possible.
Your choice of words is ridiculous yet again. Assault. Really assaulted you. Not they were kids and they were messing around and being kids. No, they were assaulting you. Something that they should be taken to court for and be prosecuted.
Flash forward, and I had a girl who was going to be my sister-in-law in the future, and her friend do the same thing to me. They were 14-year-olds, and I was like 18 at the time, I think, something like that. And they were trying to, again, rip my clothes off. They were actually trying to pull my pants off, and I didn't want my pants pulled off, so again, I was being assaulted.
I'm just going to be honest right now. I find this unlikely to have happened twice. I think you're lying. I think you're making this up. Just putting that out there. I think it's pretty likely, considering your track records. You are a pretty consistent liar and manipulator, so yeah, I think you're fabricating this again for your own personal gain.
And I'm a little confused about who I am, because my standards have always been based on, for the most part, societal expectations, societal laws, etc. People told me, you know, an 18-year-old and a 14-year-old, they shouldn't be together. And so I had in my mind that I would never go anywhere close to a 14-year-old when I was 18. And obviously, you should never go anywhere near 12, 11, 10-year-olds, whatever, no matter your age, because these are people who are not in any way looking as if they are an adult. Like, development and looking like an adult, those are kind of different things in certain contexts. Like, for instance, you can be a flat-chested 40-year-old woman. That's a thing. But how you look in the face, how you look in the body, as far as numerous factors, that's typically easy to tell the difference between someone who's 12 and someone who's 20. So I have all these societal conditions that have been pumped into my head, and I've been basing a lot of my morals off what society thinks. Now, when I was about 24, I started dating a 17-year-old. And the reason I started dating a 17-year-old is because I looked it up, and where she was from, the legal age of consent was 16. And where I was from, the legal age of consent was, I thought it was 17, but it's actually 16. So regardless of that fact, in both of our states, she could legally consent with dating me. And so I thought, well, that's society's standard. But then I started dating her, and people were shaming me like crazy. Despite the fact that she could legally consent, people kept using the word minor.
Oh, for God's sake, Onision, the legal age of consent in Mexico is 12 years old. So for you, that would be fine, would it? To date a 12-year-old at the age of 24 because it's legal? Your life is dictated by legalities, and it's insane, it's ridiculous, and it's unnecessary. This is similar to what happened with Billy. Because of the legalities around weed, which wouldn't affect you in any goddamn way, so you threw her away in the most horrible way possible. You can't define every last thing you do by the laws surrounding it. It's insane. Yes, people would be upset with you dating a 17-year-old when you're 24, because like people who said to you, that is a minor. That is someone who is not an adult, who is still a child. I am 24 years old right now. I couldn't possibly imagine dating someone that's 17 years old. It wouldn't feel right because I've been an adult for 6 years and they are still a child. Does that mean that if you were 26, you would happily date someone that's 16? I don't really get it. I think you're just using the law to be able to get away with dating someone of such a young age. And what was that story about with people trying to take off your clothes? What's that got to do with this?
Minor, 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 minor. They don't care about what's legal. They just cared about something that was also made up, which was, she's a child. How could you? Well, I don't know. I don't think children can legally consent. At the same time, there's also the definition of child, which is debatable because a 40-year-old with a 60-year-old mother is the child of that 60-year-old. But what's not complicated is the legal age of consent, okay? And so I've always dated people within the legal age of consent. But after dating her, I was like, man, I never want to date a 17-year-old again because I don't want to deal with that drama. I don't want to deal with people attacking me for just dating someone who's legal age of consent.
So, not because you realized it's wrong, not because you had taken people's advice of this girl being a minor and you being adult. No, just because you don't want to deal with the drama again. Jesus Christ. And yes, you're banging on about the legal age of... Yes, you're banging on about the legal age of consent, but it doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. Because as I said, would you date someone that's 16 when you're 30 years old? They're above the legal age of consent, so in your mind, what's wrong with that? As well as that, if you lived in Mexico, would you date a 12-year-old when you're 26 years old? Because that's the legal age of consent. It doesn't work, Onision. This is just you trying to use the law to your advantage. But you've clearly stated that it's fine to be attracted to girls with underdeveloped bodies. You can't hide behind the fact that you have said some incredibly bizarre and disturbing things, and it's so hypocritical for you to be attacking people like Shane Dawson when you are the one that consistently talks about the fact that you've dated girls much younger than you, you've rated the bodies of girls that are much, much younger than you. You're the one that has actually done this. Shane Dawson is the one who has joked about this subject. Your manipulation tactics don't work on people anymore because we understand the person you are now. It's very obvious. So, this is my little segue into the next section. Now, let us take a look at something so goddamn horrible, so goddamn disturbing, and so revealing of yourself when you think it's revealing of Shane Dawson. It's quite interesting. Let's take a look at these tweets that I saw. Little shout out to Kay, who is a fan of my videos, because she is the one that mentioned these private emails. So if it wasn't for her comment, I wouldn't be talking about this. So thank you very much for bringing this to my attention. Let us take a look. Right. This is coming from Onision at Shane Dawson. It's a shame you had to bring up my family for the sake of me no longer asking questions about your long, disturbing history with kids under 13. Your long, disturbing history with kids under 13. What? What long disturbing history are you talking about? What? 2 or 3 videos? That's not a long, disturbing history. It's not disturbing. It's not a history because it's not a long period of time. With kids under 13, what are you actually talking about? You're so delusional. You're so deep into this lie that you're starting to believe it yourself. I think that's what's going on here. You have built up this lie so much that you think it's true. Because as we look at these messages, you sound insane. You sound like an insane, obsessed stalker. Let's take a look. Right. Why did you describe a girl under 10 as repeatedly in a serious tone and use the defense that you promoted her as if that justified it? What? He didn't say it repeatedly in a serious tone. He was obviously joking. Like, you're saying this to Shane. Remember, Onision, this is a lie. So you can't say that to Shane and expect him to believe something that he would obviously know isn't true. This is what I mean by the fact that you have lied to yourself so much that I think you're starting to believe it. He didn't use the defense that you promoted her as if that justified it. That he didn't say that. He said that he was joking. That's what justifies it. Jesus, Onision, it's a over-the-top joke. You have made so many over-the-top jokes that it's ridiculous. You said in the video I was talking about that you like making rude and offensive jokes. Shane says, dude, I'm not a... Leave me alone. As we can see, who is the calm one here? Who is being the bigger man here? Onision then follows up. Then why did you describe that young girl as in a serious voice? He didn't. And only used the defense as you having promoted her as if that made it okay. No one who is not a... does that. What are you... Oh my god. Some people say, why do you do these videos? Because it looks like it stresses you out. And sometimes it does. Usually it doesn't, even though it might look like it. But stuff like this is so frustrating because it's insanity. It's actual insanity. Okay, so he didn't do that. And I don't know what you're talking about with the defense of you having promoted her as if that made it okay. The fact that it was a joke is what made it okay. Well, not really okay. I still think it's a joke that you shouldn't have made, but that doesn't mean that it's not a joke. No one who is not a rates children on how attractive they are, mentions how you find underdeveloped bodies attractive, and dates people who are minors when you are 6 years older than them. This is how delusional you are. You're talking about yourself. Shane follows up with, I'm not a... Leave me alone. This is your last warning, man. I've been so calm about you harassing me, but there's only so much I can take. Between the videos, tweets and emails, I can take legal action. But I don't want to, because I don't want to affect Lainey and your children. I just don't want drama. Please leave me alone and stop emailing me. I know all you want is content for your videos. That is what this is about. You know I'm not a... That's insane. Well, I definitely believe that he is trying to provoke a reaction. As Onision follows up, we can see why this might not necessarily be for content for his videos, but what this definitely is for is him trying to run you into the ground because he's very jealous of how far you've got and he hasn't, and he's also trying to reinforce the fact that he himself is not a... when... Putting you in my videos equals your fangirls rip me apart. No, Onision, as I've said before, it's everyone that gets upset by this because you're so out of your mind. The fans of yours that believe you are the ridiculous fangirls that are so in love with you that they would happily ignore blatant facts. So no, this is not about making a video about you. This is about the fact that I have asked you twice and you still have not explained to me why you described a girl of about as repeatedly in a serious tone. He didn't, Onision. He didn't do that. He didn't do that, okay? That's a lie. You imply you could sue me. That does not answer the question. Oh, please, you're the king of using me for views. I don't need to explain myself to you, of all people. Exactly, Onision. He doesn't need to explain himself. He doesn't need to. You aren't entitled to that, actually. You can't just harass this kind person, stalk him to some extent, obsess over him, bully him in your videos, and expect him to give you an explanation. It's a very clear, simple question. You want me to leave you alone? Why not just answer it so we can be both at peace? Because he has dignity, Onision. He has respect. I was clearly kidding, Greg. You know that. Why would I think a little kid is... That's... And I'm sick of hearing about this, so move on to your next drama, because this one is ridiculous and tired. You repeatedly said it in a serious tone, and your only defense was that you promoted her, so you did not know why people were mad at you. That made me think of the following headline, a real headline that sounds just like you. Subway's Jared... That is completely different, Onision, and you fully well know it. Next question. Why did you say you then described the results of your... Because he's joking! Do you know what a joke is? It's when someone's not being serious. It's when they say something that they don't mean. You don't understand jokes because you're a total delusional sociopath. I'm done replying to you. It's sad and makes me sad for you. It is. It's really sad watching your delusional ranting. You're better than this. Instead of baiting me for a video content, just go make something you are proud of. You're better than this. I can't believe how calm and respectful he's being. I really can't. Again, videos about you do very poorly on my channel. It only damages my channel. I literally got a community strike for sharing emails you wrote me before. Well, that's amazing. That's so surprising that you got a community strike for breaching someone's privacy and publicly harassing them. It's insane what kind of a world we're living in. No advantage or attempt to gain monetary gain for this. Now, you called me your friend once, aloud, right in front of me. You said we were friends. This is a former friend asking questions that you are now refusing to answer. No, Onision, this is not a former friend asking questions that he's refusing to answer. This is you having a petty grudge with someone that you have a little bit of an obsession with. Shane went somewhere. He actually went somewhere, and people love him because he's a genuinely good, decent, kind person that is troubled as well and has difficulties with things like his confidence. And he doesn't need someone like you, a snake. No, not a snake, a worm. A worm, a little pathetic worm. Harassing him, bullying him, lying straight to his face and expecting him to respond with any kind of an answer. Anyway, I'm going to stop now. I'm going to stop. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you've enjoyed today's video, please do leave it a like and subscribe if you'd like to help support me and my channel. I will be streaming this Friday at YouTube from 7 PM Greenwich Mean Time. If you enjoyed today's video, please do leave it a like and subscribe if you want to help support me and my channel. If you want to go a step further than that, like I said earlier, Patreon, PayPal, all that good stuff in the description. I appreciate you checking out the video. Next video will be on FusiTube's TanaCon 2.0. So, I will see you then. Take care, guys.